Spare parts cruising the coast. We are trying to get this stuff done. We've got 82 sitting here in the garage. She is in the process of going turbominium. So we've got some turbonium mounted to the frame over there. I've been doing some hot side work. I've also tried my hand at mounting seats, and that's going reasonably well. A little more to do there. Mike has come to town.
Howdy.
Dark Knight is about to roll in here under manpower, but hopefully it rolls out under its own power. This is going to be a running theme with Spare Parts Cruising the Coast for the next several issues. We are hoping this weekend to make noise with the Dark Knight.
We're going to turn it.
We have much to do.
Steam line.
We already had that up there. Well, that was under parts. We got the parts. So you can cross it off parts.
The little baby hose. It's not baby hose. Shit's expensive. It's a little $150 kit right there.
Are you serious?
Like a heart attack.
Wow.
It's going to look nice. It's going to look good. Okay, what else we got? Steam hose fitting, wiring harness, we need to finish that, wiring the fans, fuel line.
We have Titan fuel line.
But we need to
Complete the fuel line.
run fuel line return. Return. Okay.
Cross that off.
That's done. Done, dusted. Replace bolt, alternator bracket. What were we doing there?
I don't know. We'll have to look. We have a bolt missing off the alternator bracket.
Pull and measure.
Well, we've got measure the transmission line or the measure cable.
Shifter cable. We got it in there? Good. Thermostat. I don't know if we need it or not. Actually, technically, we did put it back in.
Yeah, it's in. It's just,
We might need
it's
another
not a new one. You can put it on the parts list if you want. You can cross that off. We have that part.
One, yeah.
But we do, okay, and we have not wired, so it's accounted for there.
Yeah.
Da, da, da.
What is this? Manifold, vacuum.
We got that, the EGR vacuum.
Yeah.
It's already plugged into your manifold.
Okay, fuels, fluids. What else we got? We're running. We have to plug in or wire up the fuel pump, run the return line. In the front, we've got to run the steam line, run electrical to starter, run to starter battery, the rest of the harness. It's going to be full day.
Yep.
We have to install the TCA bracket.
We're going to need some spacers and stuff for that. That's going to be interesting. We'll figure it out.
TCA bracket spacers. It's not really a bracket. Okay.
We're working on the wiring harness, getting everything plugged in. Mike is currently under there. Wiggle your feet. There's those Houston Astros socks. He's under there routing the cable for the fuel pump and going all the way from the tank all the way up here. And that is going to plug into one of these relays. I've got all the directions over there. We have a positive cable sitting in. It's already connected to the battery, to the starter. We have the negative cable. It is connected to the block right down there. And the other little pigtail off of it is bolted directly into the chassis right there, as is this ground strap that will bolt up here in between the alternator and its bracket. And then we need to go from engine to body, and I'm going to use that bolt right there. We already have some chassis harness grounds that I'm going to bolt to the back of the head right there, and those two will bolt together, so that will work. Grounds are your friend. Make sure you have lots of them and they're nice, clean. Got the OBD2 port here. Probably going to have to extend the wires. This harness was made for all of this from this grommet this way to actually go into the cab, but we've elected to put it under the hood. So some of the things will have to be extended and whatever else, but that's no big deal. We will get that done. I've done a little soldering. We've been routing things. We're still working.
Mouse poop in my face.
You got mouse poop in your face.
Again.
What's up with Mickey? Evidently his Texas cousins are just, you
It
know.
must have been one of his cousins, but
I guess.
it was remains of somebody's house.
Uh-oh. Well, we're gonna, when we're going 80 miles down the freeway, 80 miles an hour, we'll hopefully blow the rest of that out of there.
One day.
The steam lines are almost done. We're having to leave them out in the sun. They're the push and lock ones, and yeah, they are tough to get all the way on like they're supposed to. We've got the fuel line all connected down there for the return. That's this braided line right here. So things are doing nicely. Mike again is running that wire for the fuel pump. I'm going to extend the wires on the original ignition for the starter, and we have these special fusible link wires specifically for that, but we're going to lengthen them probably about this far and do the same to this little bitty one. And it looks like it's gotten a little thin in there, so I'm going to back it up a little bit and get a new terminal for that so it's all nice and clean. So again, it's coming together. It's just one little step at a time. We just got to remember our grounds. We got to remember to put fluids in. The battery is charging. It was about 11.5 volts, but we want it full to the tippy top, so it is charging right now. What else, Mike?
Remember your B's, ladies. Be pretty, be quiet, be naked.
All right. Good advice. All right, July 14th. This is day 2 of yet another weekend working on the Dark Knight. We just got her up in the air. Our goal is to crank her up today.
Start that car.
We've already got some of the fluids in. We have crossed off a ton of the things off the list. We're about to put an oil pressure block under there on the side of the motor that has a port so that we can run. It's just an old mechanical oil pressure gauge that I've got, but I want to know what kind of oil pressure this thing has when we crank it, since we have no history on the motor, although it looked... Yeah, whatever. I don't want us to have to go get yet another motor. It's way too hot for that. Everything is coming together in here. I know it kind of looks like a rat's nest, but I know what's going on, and that's what matters. Again, we just extended these wires and finished that up. These go to the starter, and these are from the steering column. So we're going to go ahead and route those. We've got a few other things to do wiring-wise. Of course, get the battery in. It is fully charged. We've got grounds pretty good. Need to connect these, but other than that, all the grounds are done.
We actually do have a few other rat's nests located in various areas of the car. They are actual rat's nests, pretty much cleaned out. This in the engine bay is not too serious.
Well, again, nothing that 85 miles an hour won't fix. We got to run direct power to the wiring harness. We've got a wire in the fuel pump, and I'm going to just hot wire that a little bit and run it a few times and check pressure and check for leaks. Then we're going to power the whole system, put some oil in the motor, and see what kind of noise we can make. We will definitely get that on film. It's going to be loud. It's going to be fun.
Blah, 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 blah.
The Lemmy is going to make some noise yet again.
Here goes.
lift won't go down low enough to get the boat on it. Yeah, just tie it to the back of the dock. That way you'll have it there at the house till you come in and out.
Could not have done this right.
Parks Cruising the Coast. We have a runner.
It's happening. The Dark Knight actually runs. The Lemmy is come to life.
We know that the transmission at least works a little bit because the wheels were spinning.
Oh, yeah.
Good thing that was jacked up and off the ground, so we didn't run anybody over.
Or build another door in the garage.
But the Dark Knight does run. We've got, of course, lots of wiring to do to get things cleaned up and ready to go. But the next time Mike is here, we're going to go for the maiden voyage. Oh yeah, built, never bought.